Hey everyone, it's Mark Skipper Mark, and today we're going to change the oil on Matt's 2015 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions, please let us know. First thing you want to do is let the oil warm up a little bit, and since we haven't driven it, Nancy's going to get in and let it run for 10 minutes or so. I didn't show it, but the next step is to take off the engine shroud. Then you unscrew the cap from the oil filter housing. What's that?
It's the oil filter.
The oil filter will be full of oil, so you'll want to let it drain for a bit before taking it out. After taking out the filter, it's very important to remove the old O-ring that's on the cap, I guess it's called, and you always want to replace it with a new one. A lot of people complain about them, but we really like the Fram filters. The one that this Jeep takes is the XG11665. Matt likes to just wipe down the cap, make sure there's no gunk or anything on it. So when you put the O-ring on, you just have to make sure it's in the lowest bottom spot and not actually in like one of the threads. Next, you want to put the filter into the cap. And then what you also do is you want to put a little oil on the O-ring just to, give it a little extra protection for sealing, to keep the oil in better. So this is the hole where the oil filter goes. Matt just checked it. It's spring here now and the trees are dropping berries and stuff, so we just wanted to make sure no berries got in it. Now you insert the oil filter and cap into the oil filter housing and start threading it into place. At this point, Matt usually switches to a socket because it's faster than doing it by hand, and then he'll torque it to the proper specs afterward. Alrighty, so the torque spec for this, it's actually on the cap that holds the oil filter. It's 25 Newton meters, and I think that's about 18.4 foot-pounds. Next, you want to loosen the drain plug and drain out all the oil. Matt replaced the stock drain plug with a magnetic one, which he likes just in case there's ever any metal in the engine. Since this has relatively low miles, there's none on it, but you do want to clean it all and make sure everything's all clean on it. After about 30 minutes, the oil finally stopped dripping from the pan, so Matt reinstalled the drain plug and torqued it to the proper specs, which is 20 foot-pounds, at least for this vehicle. So the oil goes into this fill area that says 5W20. Matt's not tied to one brand of oil, but he really loves Redline oil just because it's, in his opinion, the best oil you can get. Matt's funnel broke recently and we keep forgetting to buy one, so he's going to fill 1 quart of oil into the engine and then cut the bottom off and use it as a funnel. Matt chose to go with a slightly heavier weight oil, 5W30, because we'll be towing the Wave Runner soon, and he thinks that it'll give a little more protection. So one tricky thing with the Redline oil is their large jugs are actually only 4 quarts. They're 1 gallon, whereas most larger jugs are 5. So Matt has to get one of those plus 2 smaller quarts. Matt's gonna hold off putting in the whole quart. He's gonna go a little less and then check the oil level, make sure it's good, and then if he needs it, he'll put in the rest. So after you fill the oil, you wanna start the car, or truck in this case, and let it run until the oil light goes out, which is usually just a couple seconds. But Matt's actually gonna leave it running for a little longer because he wants to check underneath, make sure there's no oil squirting out or anything like that. Looking for oil leaks around the filter.
Okay, shut it off.
So Matt let the engine run for about 10 seconds, but he didn't want to let it run longer because it's probably going to need that extra half a quart that he didn't put in, but he wants it to run long enough to fill up the oil filter and cycle through the engine, and then he shut it off right quick. So now after it's sat for a couple minutes and the oil's all dripped back into the pan, Matt's going to check the oil. How's it looking there, Matt? Is that what is that thing? Is that like a cable?
Yeah.
I've never seen one like that. So they used to be like a stick when I was young. You need a quart? Half a quart, as expected. Matt poured in the remaining half a quart of oil. Then he put the oil cap on and checked the oil level one more time. It was good, so he reinstalled the engine shroud. And then cleaned the engine area with some spray cleaner. And that concludes how to change the oil on a 2015 Jeep Wrangler Rubicon. If you have any questions, please leave a message in the comments below, and we'll be happy to answer as best we can. As always, thanks for watching and have a great day.